Hey guys, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. It's Friday, May 31st. I've got bullish news to share with you. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also smash a like button. And of course, this is not financial or investment advice. Let's take a look at the prices here. We are seeing some upward movement going into the weekend. A great sign because we saw yesterday Bitcoin hit $9,000. Then we saw a sharp pullback to between 8,200 and 8,300. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $8,555. We're seeing some green, about 2 to 5% growth from a 24-hour perspective. Ethereum is at $270. XRP is 43 cents. So if we look at the Bitcoin daily chart here, as mentioned, we kind of hit around 8,200, and now look at the slow, steady growth. Good sign. Definitely bullish going into the weekend. I'm hoping this trend continues and that we can maybe hit 8,800, possibly 9,000. Let's see how it plays out. But definitely going into the market going into the weekend looking good. Now, we have some news here. Well, I should say before I go to that, let me show you guys this chart from the Crypto Reporter here. I always tell you guys, markets move in cycles, whether that be the crypto market, real estate, stock market. Now, the real estate and stock market, their cycles are longer, while in crypto, because it's a new asset class, the cycles are usually shorter. But if you look at the all-time, for like Bitcoin here, you see the same patterns, guys, the same patterns. The people who got in early in 2011, 2010, 2011, right? The same patterns have repeated. You have these parabolic bull run-ups and then corrections, parabolic bull run-ups and corrections. And we are, of course, in a bull market now on the way up, guys, right? Hopefully you can see this where we're currently at in 2019. And the next bull run, or I should say bull market, it's going to last, that we're in right now, is going to last longer. So it's predicted here to go into 2021. The Bitcoin halving is next year. So, and you have a lot of players launching in the market, big institutional players, right? Like your Fidelities, your TD Ameritrade, and so forth. So we are certainly seeing a repeated pattern here. So that's why we have to have patience. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride for Bitcoin to get back to 10,000, then to 20, and then higher, right? So keep that in mind. Markets move in cycles. And we got some bullish news here that apparently a billionaire wants to buy 25% of all Bitcoin in existence, according to a crypto mogul. So the owner of a decentralized art gallery says she's getting deeper into the crypto game by helping the super rich acquire Bitcoin. And her name is Elisa Dadiani, and she launched Mecenas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, last year, which uses the Ethereum blockchain, I'm bullish on Ethereum, to sell fine art for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So she built a platform to buy art using crypto on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, Dadiani is rolling out a new initiative called Dadiani Syndicate, a peer-to-peer digital asset platform, trading platform for the absurdly rich buyers. The big money's coming, and this was reported by Forbes. And according to Dadiani, one of her clients is looking to buy a jaw-dropping amount of Bitcoin, 25% of the circulating supply. Now, this doesn't surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise you as well. We've been talking about this. We see a lot of the OTC buying that's taking place from institutions, right? The statistics have been put out there. We see the Bitcoin futures that have been, since the run-up that we had, I think it was end of March into April, right? We saw a record-breaking amount of Bitcoin futures opened by who? Institutions. This was reported by the CME. So here's a quote. One of our clients approached us and said they were interested in acquiring 25% of all Bitcoin currently available. There are a number of entities who want to dominate the market. Of course, if Fidelity is getting in, they're going to want to get all the Bitcoin that they can. Backed, right, powered by the New York Stock Exchange, is going to want to get all the Bitcoin and crypto they can get, right? This is what's coming, the new asset class. Whoever has all of these assets they bought in at the low price have the opportunity to make significant returns and profits. Likewise, we who are investors, and this is not financial investment advice, have the opportunity to make significant profit. But patience is the game here. We got to let the infrastructure, the market grow and mature. So moving ahead here, SEC's Hinman says some ICOs may be eligible for no action relief. Guys, this is really big news. Essentially, he's saying if a company did an ICO years ago, they may be able to come to the SEC and get relief from being under securities laws. This is big news because the SEC has not given clarity on 99% of the market. They said Bitcoin is not a security. They said Ethereum is not a security, but then they backtracked. So we're not sure on that one. But what about all the other thousands of coins, right? What about Stellar? What about XRP? What about Litecoin? What about all the others? EOS, right? They have not given clarity, but this is a great step in the right direction. They're open to the dialogue. They're open to, removing any type of issues that these companies may have. So startups that conducted ICOs years ago may be eligible for relief from potential enforcement actions by the SEC. This was mentioned at the FinTech Forum, the SEC FinTech Forum, which took place today in Washington, D.C. And here's a quote from what he said. Digital assets may evolve into an instrument that no longer needs to be regulated as such. This is awesome, guys. Great news. The future is so bright. And we know the Token Taxonomy Act, which is sitting in Congress right now, hopefully gets passed this year, will position crypto and digital assets outside of these securities laws. So things are moving in the right direction, a bit slower than I would like, of course, but we are at least seeing dialogue. We're seeing some compromise being made here. So this is really bullish news. Now, some bullish news for Ethereum, guys. And as you know, just so I set the record clear for the new viewers, I personally diversify. I'm bullish on XRP the most, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I believe Ethereum is the going to be the most successful smart contract platform based on where it's at right now. First mover, a lot of outside, not just crypto, but outside companies are building on the Ethereum blockchain. And one such is one of the big four auditing firms, Ernst and Young, guys. Really big company. They existed before crypto, right? They are opening their sources to their Ethereum private transaction solution. So big four auditing firm Ernst and Young opened source code for its Nightfall Ethereum private transaction solution and released it on GitHub today. Here's what the GitHub repository says. Nightfall integrates a set of smart contracts and microservices and Zocrate's ZK Snark toolkit to enable standard ERC20 and ERC721 tokens to be transacted on the Ethereum blockchain with complete privacy. Big things ahead for Ethereum. I'm definitely bullish on it. And we know Ethereum, there are some upgrades that are needed and they're going to happen. And we know they're moving to proof of stake, moving away from proof of work. So big things are ahead, guys. Now, Coinbase, Mr. Asiff Hirji has stepped down. Very surprising news here. And it looks like Emily Cho has been named his replacement. Now, why is this significant? Because Asiff has been the face of the company for a while. He's the one that was, on CNBC Fast Money, going back to, spreading fun about XRP and when are they going to list XRP and so forth. Well, that's old news, but it's surprising that he's stepping down. And of course, we know Coinbase has since added XRP, even in New York, and they've started adding other tokens like EOS and so forth. So this is very interesting news. Let's see what happens at Coinbase. People do leave jobs and move around, but it seems a lot of people have been leaving Coinbase. We saw Adam White left Coinbase to go to where? Bakkt. So some of the big players are leaving at Coinbase, which is interesting. Now, Japan, which is certainly bullish on crypto. Bitcoin is a legal currency there. They have officially approved a bill to amend the national legislation governing crypto regulation. We've been talking about this, guys. So the Japanese House of Representatives has officially approved a new bill to amend national laws that govern crypto regulation. The bill, which has been prepared by Japan's Financial Services Agency and accepted by the House in mid-March of this year, has been passed by a majority of the House of Councilors plenary session, if I'm saying that right. The bill seeks to introduce amendments to two national laws that apply to crypto assets: the Act of Settlement of Funds and Financial Instruments and Exchange Act. Now the bill has been passed. The revised acts are expected to come into force April 2020. Kind of weird. It's a year out, but it is what it is. The proposed amendments to Japan's financial instruments and payment services laws will tighten crypto regulation in a bid to promote user protection, more robust regulated crypto derivatives trading, mitigate industry risk and exchange hacks, and broadly establish a more transparent regulatory framework for, listen to this, the new asset class. Some people make fun of me in the comments. I see them. They say, well, you always saying new asset class. That's because I'm trying to drive home what is taking place here. Sometimes people have tunnel vision about crypto, but it's bigger than that. This is truly the birth of a new asset class, and it's going to be established like gold and the precious metal market, stocks and commodities and so forth. They're going to position this market just the same way the stock market is. And we're headed to the token economy. That's why I say those things so you don't have tunnel vision about prices and the moment of, oh no, there's a correction or the price pullback. That is nothing. In the long term, that means nothing because the prices are going to go back up. Like I just showed this chart here. Market moves in cycles, right? All markets, guys. So I hope that's sinking in. That's why I always try to use that lingo of the new asset class so you understand what is taking place here. Why TD Ameritrade and the big players are getting in, because it is the birth of the new asset class. So as previously reported, the bill also establishes a legal name change for cryptocurrencies as crypto assets formerly designated in the country as virtual currencies. Wow, guys. They were once saying it was virtual currencies. Now they formally designated as crypto assets. Wow. This is awesome. This is great news. Shout out to the folks in Japan and also Australia. I got crypto's global. That's what makes this market, this new asset class, really a big lifetime opportunity, right? It's not just accredited investors. It's to everyone that can get in globally, whether you're in some country in Africa or in Australia, wherever, you can buy crypto and use it, and of course, invest accordingly. So I'm not going to go to too much details here because the Australian news is not as big. It's a step in the right direction, but Australian regulator issues fresh guidance regarding ICOs and crypto assets, but gaps remain. So there's some things they need to sort out, but moving in the right direction, guys. Every government, whether they fight it now, still fighting it now, they will be forced to bend the knee to this new asset class. The money is here, the technology, the disruptive technology, the same way the internet and websites and all and different softwares for the internet came along and disrupted many different things, right, guys? So speaking of Japan, though, SBI Ripple Asia to trial new store settlement service for XRP powered payments app MoneyTap. So SBI Ripple Asia, subsidiary of Japanese financial services giant SBI Holdings, massive company. It is invested in Ripple. The CEO is big on XRP. He wants to get adoption of it. He's pushing many institutions and banks to use XRP. So they're launching a store settlement service affiliated with SBI Holdings and Ripple jointly developed consumer-focused XRP-powered payments app MoneyTap. For here, it looks like it's going to be X-current initially, and as you know, certain aspects, certain corridors or whatever it may be will use XRP. So it looks like things are moving ahead here, and when SBI fully goes live, guys, virtual currencies and some of their other products and services using XRP, watch the volume pour in, guys. Now, I'm sharing the following with you. Ripple, they're hiring an operations associate for their Spring division. Many of you know the Spring division is used to fund different companies and startups and so forth. And part of that funding includes XRP. And the goal is to get those companies to use XRP, use the XRP ledger. So why am I sharing this with you? Because there's still fraudsters out there who don't realize what Ripple is doing. It's not just money transfer globally via XRapid. It's also a lot of XRP utility and marketplaces and ecosystems such as Coil, such as Omni, such as SB projects with Scooter Braun. A lot of different things are being built around it, and it's just the facts. People get emotional about this and they have tribalism, but the facts are in front of our face. So Spring is a new initiative. This is the job description at Ripple, focus on third-party developers, projects and companies that build, grow, and monetize their applications on the XRP ledger, interledger protocol, and other blockchain technologies. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And to reiterate, I've personally interviewed the CEO and founder of Omni, where he talks about they're going to integrate XRP. I actually just spoke to him 2 days ago, asked him, hey, what's the update? Because there was a phase 1 integration of XRP and there's a phase 2. Omni is a storage marketplace allowing you to store and rent things and so forth. XRP will be used in there. I will have a follow-up interview with him, and I got some other things that they may be looking for beta testers, so I'll put out a video on that specifically, but they are integrating XRP into their marketplace, guys. This is what's happening, and it's not just one, it's a lot. Like I just mentioned, Scooter Braun, who is the music mogul, right? Who's the manager of Ariana Grande. He founded Justin Bieber and many other people. They will be using XRP to monetize artist content online. Get ready. People are missing all these projects that are happening. They're going to be really big for XRP. So I'll put a link to this video in the description. Could hit 9,000 this weekend, or at least 8,800. I think we could hit at least 8,800. Hopefully we hold that support level of 8,500. And I always like to remind you guys, markets move in cycles. So if you're new to investing, new to the market, and this is not financial or investment advice, just have perspective. Look at the data, and the data will tell the story here, guys. It's all cycles. Same thing in the stock market, real estate. Just look at the stock market. It's now correcting after a 10-year run-up from 2008 crash, 2009 to 2019, and then we saw the pullback, right? And the stock market's gonna bottom out, and guess what? It's gonna go back up again. Now, will it go back up this year? I don't think so. I think maybe it'll be kind of in a bear market for the next year and a half or so, and then maybe we go back up. But it's gonna go back up. These cycles go back to as far back as you can remember. Same thing with real estate cycles, right? So, guys, I hope you continue to hold strong, be patient. The new asset class, that's what we are in. This is not a joke or a fad or fake money, a magic internet money and whatever people call it. And the big money, the smart money is getting in early. So count yourselves lucky you are on the side of smart money. Every time you see like a big player launch, it further validates this market. When we saw JP Morgan launch JPM coin, it right then and there, I don't have any doubts anymore. Whatever little doubt, maybe 2% of a doubt, right? Like, well, will this happen? When I saw JP Morgan launch their own coin after bashing Bitcoin, right then and there, the future is going to be tokenized, guys. What do you think? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Links in the description. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.